Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Leo Weekly Tarot Bite reading for the week of June 26th through July 2nd. This is I Am Illuminated tarot reading for soul illumination. I'm Lauren. Hi and welcome. Now, Leo, we are going to be jumping right in to take a look at the energies for the week ahead. And we are specifically looking at the energy of these two cards that came up in the weekly collective, which was Deep Knowing and the Two of Cups. Now, Deep Knowing is a beautiful card here that really, for me, spoke to, as you can see here with the owl balancing itself between what seems to be a celestial, planetary being, or possibly the sun with the moon behind it. And there's something here around, for me, what came through is a deep knowing coming up within us about how to balance the masculine and feminine energies within, and how perhaps we have been imbalanced in one aspect or the other. And with Two of Cups coming in, this is saying that this can be now mirrored in how we change and evolve, how we connect with others outside of ourselves based on this kind of revelation of rebalancing ourselves internally, and then seeing how maybe that is going to change now our interactions with others. So first here, I'm going to pull some clarifiers though. We're going to see how these two specific energies are impacting you specifically, Leo, this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at Deep Knowing. Ooh, we have a card. Oh, that came out right off the bat. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles that came out. Now, the Five of Pentacles came out for Cancer as well. So just if you're dealing with a Cancer in your life, that might be something you guys are dealing with together. If you have Cancer placements, again, that can be something that this is a theme being highlighted in your life where perhaps you feel like you don't have enough in the physical. But we also have the Ace of Cups, which is beautiful. So, sorry, I'm readjust myself here. So Leo, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is a beautiful energy because it's a renewal energy. It is a gift at this time from the divine of love, of just a reconnection to the self, reconnection to source spirit, but also reconnection to the way I'm looking at the cup specifically this week. With us, especially pertaining to the Two of Cups, is our heart. That we bring, this is reconnection to our heart. What is within our heart? What do we love? Who do we love? How do we love? And how can we connect that from a more balanced and authentic place with others? And with this, there's something here about, I think, really looking at with the deep knowing of where are you in a continual place, possibly, of this poverty mindset of I don't have enough, I won't have enough, and that might be actually holding you back from really leaning into your heart, from really looking at this Ace of Cups that's kind of being presented to you, a renewal in your life experience, and yet you're a little too focused on the physical, on what you don't have, versus looking at how you can be nurturing your own spiritual self, your own emotional self, and honoring that within you when we think of the deep knowing of where maybe you've been too focused on this, but coming from also a place of I don't have enough, I never have enough, and I don't have support to help me, and where you've been holding yourself back from actually focusing on your emotional and spiritual well-being. So there's a deep knowing. I think there's an understanding of where now the priority needs to shift a little bit for some of you, especially with the Ace of Cups, because that really is the start of that reconnection to our spiritual experience and to our emotional experience. Okay, so let's see about the Two of Cups. That's a big, long story. Let's see if we can get let's see what wants to come out for you here, Leo, for the Two of Cups. This is intimate connection. Partnership. Again, can affect all areas of our life, not just romantically. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands and we have the Queen of Pentacles. Five of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. This can speak a little bit to perhaps, so the Five of Wands can be kind of chaotic. This can be where there's a lot going on. And the Queen of Pentacles can represent a mother energy in your experience. She is someone who is quietly sitting patiently, growing a seed, something in the physical. For some of you, there might be this sense of either there's a little bit of conflict and chaos going on around, possibly like if you are someone in a committed relationship, whoever kind of takes on the motherly duties in the home, that could be something going on here. It can also be that there's just too many things going on around you and it's creating a chaotic sense. And that might be kind of rocking maybe your focus, if this is actually you instead of, let's say, another person in your life, that you're the one trying to focus and nurture something into existence, and yet it feels like, there's chaos going on around you. This could also speak to, I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so here's the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is the energy of speaking the truth. Someone who really sees clearly, an individual who knows the facts. It's like someone who knows what they know, and they're willing to come from that place, and they're very willing to kind of look at everything and make very fair and balanced judgments. And there may need to be this week, Leo, for some of you, a chance to really, when we think about looking at Ace of Cups and Five of Pentacles, really looking at where you can start to nurture your physical experience from your emotional self, from what you love. It's almost like shifting your value to a certain extent. And for many of you, that is going to come up. I'm just going to kind of warn you. It's starting now. We're kind of in the pre-shadow phase for Venus retrograding in your sign for almost 3 months, which is crazy. So it's going to allow all of us to really reevaluate our own values and what we value and how we value, because Venus is the sign of value. It's the sign of what we love, what we want more of often in our experience. But with it retrograding in your sign, you may already be feeling that kind of pull to what you value, how you value, and how that might be changing. And that might be a discussion this week of how can we start to kind of dedicate yourself to quietly nurturing something, and where can, with the Five of Wands, where can you kind of calm? This is a strange energy. I'm getting a very strange feeling between the two. This is almost like putting your head down and kind of blocking out the world and just saying, we're gonna do it, or I'm gonna do it, or I'm gonna just focus and make this my focus, and to heck with all the craziness that's going on around me. It's almost like shifting between that. I get the feeling here with connecting with someone else in your life. It's shifting from all this noise to let's just start to focus on one pentacle. There's something about that here with the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. If you notice, the Queen of Pentacles is only holding the one pentacle, and she's focused. And she's determined, and she's willing to do what it needs, no matter how long it takes, to grow that pentacle into eventually it will become the 10 of Pentacles. And there's something here around understanding maybe that 5 could actually be, it's interesting because this card is a card of lack. It's a card of like us always feeling like we don't have enough. But yet there's something here around maybe because you haven't truly brought your heart into something to commit to it. And you might be realizing that maybe starting this week, and it might go into what you kind of uncover as Venus goes retrograde in your sign, Leo. There's something here around, it's almost like instead of this card being a card of lack, it's almost like there's 4 too many pentacles. And there needs to just be one pentacle that is focused on, one pentacle that is grown, one pentacle that is watered by this new connection to your spiritual self with the love that you can give it. And there's kind of a hard truth coming in around that of like, okay, let's just focus on this one pentacle. Let me focus on this one pentacle because it's what I love, it's what I value. And that is what's going to actually nurture this into something that is going to grow much more beyond the 5 of Pentacles. I'm getting the feeling kind of going from the 4 to the 5 and now to the 6. And it's kind of this interesting, when we think of the 4 of Pentacles, this is kind of holding ourselves back. It's clinging to what we have in the physical and not wanting to invest anything because of that fear of losing. And yet what we realize is when we can invest in something and we go to the 5 of Pentacles and we can break through that fear and kind of poverty mindset, we then end up on the other side with the Six of Pentacles, which is balance. That is a return on our investment, but we have to be willing to face kind of that fear of clinging to security versus knowing that it's time to grow and it's time to kind of block out the chaos and just start focusing on that one, on the one pentacle you want to invest in. And the hard truth, and I think for many of you, this is good because it shows a clear head. This shows the truth of the matter. Like, this is the truth, this is the truth, this is the truth. And he's going to speak it, and he's going to be able to size up all, it's a clear head, someone who has all the information. And they're going to, start to make those decisions from a very fair and balanced place. Okay, I'm going to pull a relationship card as well, just because there was so many themes of love and connection here coming through. So let's see, Leo. What does Leo need to know? For very few of you, Leo, I'm just going to say for some of you who, let's say, want to become a parent, there could be a little bit of maybe, this can also be where you're afraid to communicate with someone because you think they're going to come at you with like, all this stuff. This could be for some of you who maybe want to become a mother and you want to connect to that, but yet you feel like maybe you don't have enough money or you don't have enough to be able to become a parent. There's something here around really leaning into vulnerably communicating with your partner, if this is the case, and expressing your fears around this. And really, I think in expressing the fears, it'll take you both from a place of the Five of Wands, which is kind of like, oh, it's chaos and fighting and possibly, again, too many ideas, getting you guys very much more in alignment with this energy of like, okay, how can we do this? Oh, I like it. It says retreat. It says it's time to disconnect from the world. And that's very interesting because that's very much the feeling I was getting between the Five of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. It's almost like it's time for you to hunker down and focus on that one pentacle, kind of block out the world. It's almost like that feeling of, instead of like being worried about what's going to happen in the world and, the stock market and all, it's just saying it's time to come back to what you value, what you love in this moment. And how can you start to focus on that in the physical by really just blocking out the noise of others around you, whether it's other people's opinions, whether it's just the happenings of life. But there's something about, again, it's time to disconnect from the world and come back to the priority, which I love. That's beautiful. The priority of whatever you want to nurture between you and someone else. Again, if this is not an intimate, let's say, romantic partnership, this could be literally about getting back to the priority of building a business, but focusing on one aspect instead of all the aspects. It's like, let's just meet one goal first. Or it can be where if this is like friend or family, same kind of thing. Instead of saying I need to connect, again, this could be like building one connection with one person and really getting that strong before maybe you go out and start to share your newfound cup with everybody. Okay, I will leave it there, Leo. I hope you all have a wonderful, loving week ahead. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, I will be releasing July's full tarot scope readings for each sign starting at the end of this week if you'd like to check those out. Otherwise, I will see you next week for next week's Tarot Bite reading. Bye, Leo.